the cell. Watch the bodies hit the floor. You know she's always leaving you wanting more. You can't hide from her too soon. Here comes Detective Legacy Moon. Legacy Moon.
Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Legacy Moon, and this is True Crime and Mysteries, where we get into a little bit of true crime, some mysteries, or things that are a mystery to me, or some shenanigans, okay? That's what we do over here. So, what we are going to be doing on today is getting into uh, it's true crime and shenanigans at the same time. Then, after that, I'm gonna go off, and I will be back with part one. There was a phone call that dropped, I think, last week or the week before, and the phone call is like an hour and something. I can't listen to Sonia that long, so I will be doing part one. I'm going to be doing the call in three parts. Okay, so that's what we are going to be doing here on today. But before I get started, let me see who is here. We've got Say Justin's mom. Um, we've got Mons here, Lexi, the law nerd, Black Swan, Michi 3, Beverly 6, Say Aunt Natty, Shark Tank Life. How is everyone doing? You know what, Say I meant to tell you, or tell or ask, what I usually use in my, like, if I have a toothache or something, or my gums, because every now and then I have a problem where my gums will hurt. I usually rinse in, I put a little bit of sea salt and some clove essential oil. I put a few drops of that in a thing of warm to hot water, and I usually swish it around my mouth. So if your tooth is still bothering you, you should try that out. Let me see. Did I say, I said hey to Shark Tank Life? No more ponytails, Miss Jackson. What is up? All right, y'all. So what we're going to do is we are going to, first, for this live, we're going to get into a romance scam. And that romance scam is going to be coming to us from the channel Social Catfish, where they, on, I think, a weekly basis, they find people who come to them who think they're in a romance scam. The unfortunate part is that they don't usually come to them until they've been scammed, sometimes out of thousands. Hey, Southside Chi Town. Hey, Mama J. So that's what we're going to be doing for this live. And like I said, I'll come back at about probably 8:30, and we will do our part one of our Sonia and Nesto thing, and then V. Lenore will be on. So that is the order of events on this Saturday evening. And which, by the way, I hope you guys are all having a good one. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into this content and see what we can see. I changed the color of these letters. If it's too much for you, you can't see, just let me know and I will change it again to the black. Didn't look so good, so I probably change it to white. So y'all let me know if the comments on the screen are a little too bright. I can't tell because I can't see, so I can't tell. Hey, Life Unleashed, how you doing? Uh, what? Life Unleashed? She says, "Hey everyone, my 11-year-old is cooking us baked salmon tonight." Well, I used to cook at that age too, but I don't think I had got that adventurous yet by 11. So, all right, shout out to her cooking that baked salmon. Oh, all right, y'all. Let's get right in. Oh, I know what I was like, where's my video? It is right here where I put it. Okay, in my downloads. So let me go over there and grab that and we will start. So we have a lady who reached out to social uh catfish, but this was after she had been taken for, I think it's $100,000. So let's get into it. Up, y'all gotta share this screen. Southside Chi-Town, can you see these comments on the screen there? I want to make sure they're not too bright and that y'all can read them. Okay, y'all, here we go.
Process that my dad died.
I refused for a few weeks, but I did give in.
We always knew it was a scam the whole time.
So I started buying gift cards. It was 7,000, then 10,000.
Maybe totaled over 100,000.
So am I going to be in trouble?
I think you're 1 degree away from getting in trouble.
Many people fall into love scams and lose their life savings and relationships with family. But sometimes these romance scams even lead to serious time behind bars. Today, we assist a woman who fell victim to a scammer and just can't stop sending money after surrendering the proceeds from the sale of her home and her husband's insurance policy. And don't forget to stick around. We'll reveal the person behind this whole scheme. Real quick, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your comment and like could help stop someone from being scammed. Let's get into it.
Hello, my name is Linda. I have been widowed for 2.5 years.
I'm retired. I spend my time doing crafts.
I was married for 50 years plus.
We had 4 children, 4 right in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We enjoyed going to the grocery store together. Sometimes we would go to a restaurant. On Sunday, we would go to church. And we would usually see our 2 grandchildren on the weekend.
He treated me great, and I tried to treat him great. We had a good marriage.
Linda and her husband had been married for 50 years when they found out that he had cancer.
My husband was faithful in setting up so that I wouldn't have a need.
He did have an adequate life insurance policy. We also sold our house and moved in with our son just before he passed. So we had the proceeds from our house.
I had a life insurance policy, money in the bank, and we had a nice new car, and I paid off my car.
Linda's husband did everything he could to make sure that she would be financially secured before his passing.
And he was on hospice. So I saw him gradually go downhill.
She never processed that my dad died. She went from he's gone to this guy starts talking to her. Romance began. It was something she hadn't had in, 50 years.
Can I say, I just want to say this. I could imagine you marry someone, you're married for 20, 30, 40, 50 years or more. This is the person who you expect to spend the rest of your life with, and then they're gone. So I can see how someone could get in a position where they, their life partner is gone. They don't know what to do with themselves. Their whole routine of how they lived life for the past how many decades has changed. So they don't quite know what to do. And before they even have a chance to process their grief, to get over things, next thing you know, here they are, they meet someone, and it's easier to cling on to that person that you meet than dealing with the grief that you're going through. So I can understand how this happens, and this is what these men look for when they do this.
And she just moved on to a new relationship immediately.
After about 6 months to a year after my husband died, I realized how lonesome I was, how I had to do things alone, sit at the table, eat my dinner without anybody to talk to, watch TV without anyone to react with, no one to give me a hug or a kiss or more than that. So I started wondering what it would be like to go out with a man and have conversation and start dating.
One day I came across a friend request, and it was a young soldier, and I thought, well, he probably needs a pen pal, somebody to send him some news, send him some cheer. His name is Daniel Manuel. He said he was staff sergeant in Syria. He was handsome, gorgeous blue eyes. He had short hair because of the military, but his hair was black. And many times he wore a green beret. He was muscular. He said he could deadlift 450 pounds. I told him, and I'm quite sure that I'm old enough to be his mother.
Daniel's voice has an accent. I'm not sure his accent. He said he's been in the Army and out of the United States for many years, like 15 years or more. And he sounds English. He does pronounce some of his words a little different, and some.
I know lots of military men. My father was a military man with over 30 plus years. He's been to a couple of countries. He still had a plain old, good old American Ohio accent. It never changed. There are men who go in the military who are stationed overseas for most of their military career. They don't come home speaking like some of the countries that they have been to. And you have to, and this is why you have to look at the fact that this woman has not processed her grief. She's looking for something to cling to, and she finds this young guy because those are red flags, if ever there were a red flag. This man's American, but he has an accent. Oh, okay. Well, why? Well, that doesn't make sense. You know, also, Syria. Are we in conflict with Syria? Are there troops there? If so, what kind? Is it Army? Is it Air Force? I mean, these are things I don't even care, even at this age, that you should ask yourself. And I also would like to say that if you do have parents, because there are people who are in their 70s and 80s who be on this YouTube and on the internet and things. So you just might want to do a check on your older family members to make sure that they know. Because some of this is new technology to them, so that they know warning signs and things to be aware of. Miss C60, how are you doing? You said he has an accent, all right, African. Nikki G, happy Saturday to you too. Where is Justin's mom? Justin's mom's comment says, "Ma'am, he sounds Nigerian." Say says Michi 3. She was one of the nicest people you would ever meet. The raggedy kids and grandkids just tore the house up. And you know what? That happens. That happens. Sometimes if you're not being taken advantage of by some type of tender swindler, you're being taken advantage of by your own family. When your husband does leave and try to, set you up with, so that you don't have to worry for the rest of your life. Mrs. C and 60, thank you so much for the member milestone. She has been a member for 10 whole months. And she says, happy Saturday, everyone. Well, Mrs. C60, happy Saturday to you as well. And thank you so much for the member milestone.
Thank you for the member milestone Moonlighter, and thank you for supporting the platform.
All right, y'all, let's get back into it.
Sometimes I have to ask him to repeat himself.
I mean, at one point he even said he was in the U.S. military, which I'm a veteran, and I was like, "There's no way." I've already looked him up.
But he later said he was in a camp outside in the desert, outside the area, and it was in ISIS territory. We were talking on Facebook. He would say sweet things. One day I said, in the morning, write a poem for me. So the next day, yes, he wrote me 2 poems.
Linda and Daniel began to speak every day. The two built a bond through text messages and phone calls. Daniel would send her a text message in the morning and night. Everything seemed to be going great until Daniel was sent to battle.
After I'd known Daniel for only about a month, maybe.
You know what? Natasha Razor Glam says, when I was deployed, we were not allowed to use our phones on the battlefield. Now, you know what? I didn't think of that, but now that you mention it, I can remember hearing like servicemen, they had like, there was like one day a week that they were able to call home, and it was on some sort of a like phone that's in a centralized place where like all of the soldiers use, you know, depending on what position that you were in, where you were positioned at wherever you were at during the, what is it called, the you know, when we were at war with Afghanistan. So, you know, now that you mention it, I've heard that. I have heard that, but you know, stuff wasn't making sense to the son, but I guess she figured that he didn't know what he was talking about. I don't know. Hey, life ain't over. How you doing? Say says with AI, this type of crime is going to get worse. Yeah, because people before AI became like a really hot happening thing, people were catfishing because that show Catfish started coming on TV. Ugh, years and years and years. I think at least 12 years ago. And that was back then. And what people would just use was somebody else's picture. Well, now you can actually recreate your own picture and fix up your own picture or just create a whole new person like them heifers you see and thanking you for your member milestones. That is not me. And I use my picture. I ain't tell it to alter it. I ain't tell it to do nothing. But that was me. And that's what AI did. So you are right. It will turn you into a whole nother person, say Jay.
2 months. He told me he went on a 2-day mission into ISIS territory. When he came back, he told me that they had gone underground in tunnels.
By the way, I also find that most men who have been in places of conflict where they've been fighting, they don't want to come home and talk about it with their loved ones or talk about it over the phone to their loved ones or people that they care about. You know, at best, they'll come when they get home, maybe talk to a support group or people who they've bonded with who've been in similar or the same situation, but they're not going to, because why would you want to trouble your loved one like that? So
He said they confiscated a box. So when they got back, the commander commended him for a good mission, and he said he wanted to reward him. So he gave him 2 gold bars, and he gave him money, which was maybe totaled over 100,000. But he didn't want to keep it on him in his army camp. So he asked if he could mail it to me. Then he said he was going to send the box to me, and he wanted my address, which I gave him. It said that it went from Syria to Spain. Later, I heard from the shipping company that he didn't pay enough postage because the rates had gone up. So they asked me to pay the rest of the postage, which was $2,500. I refused for a few weeks, but I did give in and pay it. Then it went to London, England, to Canada.
There were a weight charge because they said it was a heavy box. Each time it was like 7,000, then 10,000. The package just took so long and so many charges, custom charges. It just kept adding up. When it crossed over the border, they told me they took an x-ray of the box and they said, we know what is in the box. And they also said they knew there were gold bars. And they said, you have to pay taxes on one, but we're going to let the other one go. I said, I can't pay.
Okay, who is going to risk their job? Well, I tell you what, you got to pay. If you have to pay taxes on gold bars, you have to pay taxes on gold bars. They don't say, well, we'll just pay for one and we'll let you slide to left with the other one. And second of all, I don't know what military, be it US, be it a foreign military, that will reward the person who went to battle and won with gold bars and money. Make that make sense. I bet you can't, because it doesn't. Like there's no branch of any service in any country that I know would do that. I mean, isn't that what the country's for? Don't Ain't they supposed to pay you? So anyway, make that make sense. Eve has many faces. What's up? Sound check. Annette, how you doing? Salt and pepper tresses. Jackie, make it rain. How all y'all doing on this Saturday? Natasha Razor Glam said old people really know to how the post office works. She knows you can't send gold bars. Jet Black Straight, did I say hey? Hey, Jet Black Straight. Say J said now, even at her big age, she should have known they can't do that. That's considered piracy. I think servicemen can be court-martialed if they steal that stuff. Well, supposedly he was rewarded. He was paid, rewarded. Hey, let's talk about it all, boo. Just peeking. Andrea.
Anymore. And they said, well, if you don't pay it, we're going to report it to the U.S. government or the FBI. Oh, my bank started asking questions. And then so they said, well, you can send gift cards. So I started buying gift cards.
God, dog, man.
Sometimes 5,000, sometimes 4,000, sometimes 10,000, sometimes 7,000. It takes so many to add up to what they want. I started out sending the codes to the carrier through the email, scratching it off the back. I started using up all my savings. I had used up over 70,000.
This guy got a credit card in her name and had it mailed to her. So how he even did that? Like, he must have her social security number.
And he said he could help me get a credit card. He asked me my bank account number and my routing number, and I gave it. He did get me a credit card, was sent to me, and it was a large credit card, maybe like 15,000, and I had another one for 8,000, and I maxed those both. I believe that I have spent about 150,000.
Linda still continues to figure out ways to get Daniel home. When her family found out about all the money she had sent, they did everything they could to get her to understand Daniel was a scammer.
At one point, I took her phone. Then she told me I was keeping her prisoner because I took her phone, so I gave her phone back.
He had me delete the chat and the Facebook, or block it, and I did.
She said she stopped talking to him, and then like 3 or 4 months later, we found out that that wasn't true.
After about a week, I thought, I wonder how Daniel's doing. So I just put a message on and asked him if he was still there.
She's lied too many times. If she's still talking to him, he might convince her to sell her car.
I have blocked Daniel about 5 times, but I find that I miss the chat, so I go back.
What she says.
Now, see, the reason why she misses the chat is because she did not go through the grieving process after losing her husband. So she went right from losing her husband to then meeting this younger guy. And, I don't know why her children aren't enough, or grandchildren are enough to keep her company. But when you jump from that, right, it's just like a relationship. You can't just, when somebody breaks up with you or whatever, you jump right into another one because you haven't had the opportunity to process what you've just been through. And so that's why she missed it, because she has a husband now, she doesn't have a husband. Then she meets this guy, and then, okay, well, we're going to block him, we're going to delete him, but then you start to miss that. So it's always something. So if she didn't unblock him and start communicating with him again, she would have just went on and found someone else who would have probably scammed her as well. Now, Leo lady is going to contact the military because her brother was in the military, and when he got injured, didn't nobody give him any gold bars. So she feels like they owe her. Okay. And I'm with you, Leo lady. Who knew that was a thing? Hey, allegedly. Let's talk about it all. Says, oh, OMG, why would she start back talking? She's getting on my nerves. And you know what? I was sitting here thinking that, why doesn't he just take her phone and not allow her to have computer access? But then, I guess we can't do that to, our elderly people, our parents and stuff. But to the tune of $100,000. And just imagine this. So this man applies for a credit card in your name, sends it to you, and you max it out.
Not, oh, I'm not talking to him. Oh, I'm not sending him any more money. We all are kind of like, yeah.
I need closure. I either need to meet him or block him and say goodbye.
She has to know that this guy is 100% a scammer. Otherwise, she just keeps holding out that, no, he's gonna come back and one day and introduce himself or fly here, and she still holds out this hope that she's going to be proven right.
After interviewing Linda, it left our team shocked because she was still sticking up for this profile claiming to be Daniel. She knew so much, yet still wanted his promises to be true. The next day, our team got straight to work. We started to go through everything Linda was able to provide on Daniel. We had the carrier service email and website, photos of the packages she was supposed to receive containing the money and gold bars, Daniel's leave certification, an address in San Francisco to a home that he claimed he owned, and these photos of this man, who Daniel was claiming to be. We ran an image search on socialcatfish.com. Bree was able to verify that this man in these images was a military man named Steven from the United Kingdom. He has nothing to do with this scam, and Daniel was simply using his images and likeness. He's completely innocent. As we dug into more of the information Linda sent us, we came across this image of a young man. We wanted to figure out why she sent this to us and where she got it from. So Bree and I set up.
Before we find that out, Make It Rain says her children and grandchildren need to take her phone and put restrictions on it so she doesn't do dumb shit anymore. What's up, pretty GC? Yeah, that's true. That is true. I didn't think about putting restrictions on it, but it just concerns me that all of this is because she has unprocessed grief, and this is why she's just falling for this like this. No more ponytail says, I'm a woman of a particular age. Young guys are not checking for me. OMG. Oh, I'm sure that they are no more ponytails. You just don't know because they afraid to approach you. You intimidate them. They like, oh, I think I'm in love, but then they don't want to approach you. That's all that is. I find today that these younger guys do be checking for the older women, and it's not always to scam them.
A call with her the next day.
My question to you is, so we saw a photo of a younger black guy. Can you tell us about that?
I was video chatting with him one time. That picture popped up. I quickly snapped a screenshot, and then Daniel said, oh, I have to change my password because somebody is messing with my computer and they've scammed it or hacked it. And sometimes I thought maybe that is the real him. But
But you kept on.
I don't know. He doesn't talk or act like a black man. He says things that I think only a white man would say.
What does that mean?
One example I think of is
What kind of racist analogy is that? Well, he just says things that only a white man would say. What does that mean? Can somebody please tell me what that means?
just got out of the shower. I said, "So what do you look like now?" And he says, "I'm all pink." And he always says he has blue eyes. Yeah, and he said some derogatory things before about some people.
Girl, there are black people who actually are born with blue eyes and not just contacts, okay? Girl, so stop. And pink, he could be light skinned at it. Okay? That could be why he's pink. Let me tell you, on a cold day or a semi cold day, that's the first thing that happens to me is my cheeks turn colors. They turn like a dull pink to a red. So, see, this is the ignorance of it all, that she doesn't think that these things can be true about a black person. So, they've got to be white. And guess what? If I'm conning you, that's what I'm going to do anyway. But it's the ignorance for me.
In his unit.
So he's racist.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this ironic.
What is it about him that keeps you communicating with him?
He's kind of fun to chat with. He's humorous. He's polite. I think I just need that attention. He has a nice voice, but he hasn't video chatted with me a month or 2 months. It's just I just enjoy talking to him, and maybe because I don't have any that type of connection anywhere else.
I guess what I want to ask you is, what are you hoping to come out of this? What is the light at the end of the tunnel for you?
It would make me happy if you found out that he was a nice guy like he pretends to be. I know I can give up because I blocked him many times and I was fine with it. I thought, okay, good, it's over. But I just reached out, or he reached out again. I just want the truth. Wherever he is. I want to know where he is and who he is.
Well, Linda, we'll talk to you soon, okay? Just let you know, we're all on your team through this. Your son has your back. I have your back. Bree, the whole team has your back. We want better for you.
Thank you. I want better for myself. I just don't know what it is.
We're going to help you, okay?
Thanks.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.
Bye.
It was clear to us that Linda understood that Daniel wasn't who he claimed to be. She was just confused and lonely. The concept of simply creating a profile of whoever you wanted to be online and pretending to be that person just wasn't clicking. We had to come up with a way to get her to understand how dangerous it was to stay in contact with this person. Brienne was able to find out some very interesting things about these people that were accepting wire transfers from Linda. And it was exactly what we needed to get her to completely block Daniel. After a few more days of researching, it was time to sit down with Linda and reveal everything that we found. But before we go any further, we want to let you know that we are taking submissions for our future videos on our YouTube channel. If you are finding yourself in the same situation as Chad and you need help getting a family member to come to terms with blocking a potential scammer they've been conversing with online, reach out to us. We can help you. Our email is sharemystory@socialcatfish.com.
Mama J says, what about wanting your money back? Mama J, you know that's civil. Can't do that. Civil. She can't sue that man who I know is in Nigeria. Make It Rain says, before I moved to Florida, I was pale during the winter season up north. Yeah, and I'm pale. Yes, exactly. I do get pale this time of year. CJ said Tomas has pink nipples according to his mama. And it's Helen says, I am black, and I had a cousin who was born with blue eyes. When he got older, they turned brown. Yeah, like my grandmothers were like they'd be like some kind of grayish color in the winter, and then some other funny color in the like bluish, dark bluish, weird color in the summertime. So yeah, it's the ignorance of it for me, though, that she doesn't think black people can have blue eyes. Hey, BB babies. Salt and Pepper Tressa says, but wait a minute. So she's okay with the dude being racist. Exactly. See, it's okay. Well, he said some racist things and you're cool with that. He can't be black. He says he just got out the shower and he's all pink. Plus, I've heard him say some racist things about some people he worked with. And you down with that? You talk to him, you down with that? Okay, all right.
Nice to meet you. My name is David, and this is my beautiful bride, Brienne. We own social.
Hi, Linda.
I'm glad to have this final interview, and I hope I'll find some closure. I went and got my box of Kleenex.
Oh no. You came prepared. I think you know something.
It's all speculation and what I've seen with other videos.
One of the first questions I had, Linda, like you were actually pretty savvy with this. Like you found out who the real guy was. You you looked up pictures, you realized what was going on with the courier service. Does it matter if he's real or not? Or do you think this is more of an addiction for you?
Definitely an addiction because it's given me attention, love, interest, whether the love is true or phony.
I think one thing that a lot of people don't understand is like you've woken up every single day of your adult life next to your husband. One of the things that touched me that I've run into quite a bit is that you're like, oh, I had somebody sitting next to me on the couch laughing with me watching TV, and I had somebody that I could wake up next to, for 50 years of your life, and then now you don't have that. And so for you, it's not talking to friends, it's not talking to your family because you have friends and family. This is missing that significant other, isn't it?
You really hit the nail on the head.
We understand where you're coming from. We're here to help you today. We have a lot of information, but my first question before we get started is you did your own research. So what are you hoping that we come with that you haven't found already?
I hope that Daniel is who he says he is. And I would be happy to meet him. If he isn't, then I will get over it. I will be glad to have the final verdict.
So, Linda, what's going on with you and Daniel right now?
Supposedly, he told me he was in Chicago. He ran out of gas, and he would like me to send him $50.
Oh,
we have a lot more information for you and some things that I think will actually completely shock you.
Okay, I'm not quite prepared to be shocked, but.
So, Linda, we looked at all the information that you sent over to us, and I'd like to go over some of the results that we found. Starting with the image that you sent over to us of Daniel, we found and confirmed that his true identity is Stephen Kelly. And this is something you know.
Yes, I did your reverse image application, and I found that out.
Now, here is what behooves me. She was smart. First of all, she's aware that this show exists. She's aware. She's seen it. Okay. Then she took the time out to do something that I'm sure it wouldn't take me but a few minutes to figure out, but she took the time to figure out how to go through their network to do a reverse image search. She also, now me, if I had somebody in my family I wanted to send money to, I just cash app them. I don't know. I have never done what is it called? What is it called where you go to Walmart and you can send people money? Whatever that's called. Okay. I've never done that before. I'm sure that they could walk me through it, but and it would be quicker for me to just cash app. When I go out of town, I take different denominations of travelers checks. I used to, but I probably wouldn't do that anymore. But this lady at her big age knew how to go out and buy. I'm gonna tell you something else. I really gift cards wasn't really a thing for me either. I had to that was something I really did not do is gift cards. Okay. I don't know why. It's just something that I did not like. I just felt like, ooh, somebody gonna steal the gift card. So I didn't buy people gift cards. But this lady was savvy enough to do this and to do a reverse image check and find out who the real man is, not the one scamming her, but the man who actually belongs to the images. But she wasn't savvy enough to stop until she got over $100,000. And how yeah, MoneyGram. How ironic is it that you listen to this man say racist stuff about people he worked with and you were okay with it, but we gonna find out, I'm sure, that this man is Nigerian. How ironic is that? Hey, Prima Wanda, how are you doing? Let's see. Somebody had a comment I wanted to read. Where is it? Yeah, Western Union too. Yeah. Wire transfer Western Union. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. I do not know how to do that to this day. Hey, let's talk about it all says she knows he's lying and she's still tripping because I think she wants it to be real. She wants it to be real. PYT says we used to buy gift cards from the homegirls. From the homegirls. Now would that be illegally obtained cards, gift cards? But that was just was I just did not that was my fear. Somebody gonna take my gift card if I had one, or if I didn't want to buy other people gift cards because no, they might lose it. Somebody might take it. Then they won't get anything from me. Yeah, so all right, y'all.
And I looked up Stephen Kelly online and found his blog or website. I've been following.
Oh wait, I found the comment I wanted. It was from Mons. She says, "Why are you wasting them folks' time, lady?" Yes, why are you doing that, lady? So now she done found the real guy and she following him. Why you following him, lady? Maybe you know what? She should go do some volunteer. You know how they have elderly people who volunteer for different places, maybe help fix Meals on Wheels, help put the trays together, something meaningful, and stay off that internet. Hey, Cece, how you doing? Listening from the bushes.
Following his website.
Linda, we looked at the address that you had sent over to us. We were able to find who owned this property, and it is a couple by the name of Edgard and Carol. And these people have no connection with Daniel whatsoever.
He's lying about where he lives to you. He's lying about it. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I think his connection is more with Houston. And he said he was at Corpus Christi, stationed there in the Army.
He hasn't been honest with you about this address, and you don't seem surprised.
I'm not surprised.
But are you bothered by any of this?
I'm bothered that he thought he had to make up stories about himself. I don't know why a person would do that.
Well, how much money have you sent him?
Over 100,000.
I could tell, there's probably a lot of people in the world that would lie to you for $100,000. So that's probably why he's lying to you.
I would like to know what else he's lying about.
Yeah, so we received the certificate of leave that you sent over to us from Daniel. And what we had found was the signature was false. We also found that the Army Chief of Staff that's listed on the certificate is no longer the Army Chief of Staff. These little details alone make this entire document invalid.
Right. I'm not surprised about that either. I just wonder who that the man is, why he is doing this.
Because you've
Is it
given him the money.
only for money?
Yes, it's only for money.
If so, I've
Girl.
fed right into it.
Yeah, you did.
I'm just going to be really candid with you right now. This person is only talking to you for money. They reached out to you for money. They started the conversations for money. They fell in love with you for money. They manipulated you for money. They told you lies for money, and they gave you excuses for money. It's only for money. And we have some shocking things that we want to show you that I think some of it's going to scare you, to be honest. Let's talk about this courier company a little bit, Linda.
Yeah.
So are you still communicating with the courier company?
No, they asked me for ID, and they used IRS ID. They sent me a phone number to call, and I called it, and it was actually the IRS. It was their real number, and I gave them all the details. They said, "Ma'am, this certainly sounds like you've been scammed." So I just blocked that company.
Yep. So we looked into the sfcmilitary1@gmail.com. So obviously this isn't connected to Daniel.
So I don't know what that means to me.
It's also not connected to the courier. This is someone else's Instagram account.
And it's somebody pretending to be in the military. So basically what happened is somebody created this email, they were contacting you with it, but when we traced the email back, we found out that they were on Instagram and they're reaching out to other people pretending to be somebody in the military. They reach out to people like you, they create fake emails, and they do this to a lot of people. So you are not the only person that's being scammed. In fact, we have some information about this. So you had sent about $75,000 or more through wire transfers to various people and even businesses, right?
Okay, yes.
Our search team was actually able to track those people down. Brienne was able to track them down and actually get them on the phone and talk to them. You want to hear what they said?
Yeah.
So first I called Adelgisa. This is someone that you had wired funds to. And she explained to me her situation. Basically, she was talking to a military man online, and he was deployed in Syria, needed funds. She ended up sending about $14,000 of her own money, and law enforcement got involved, came to her, told her that she needs to stop sending money, and the banks froze her accounts.
So Linda, you're connected to this person.
It's bad when the banks have to freeze your account. Not your family member, not you, refusing to just send this person money, but the bank has to freeze your account because they know you're being taken advantage of.
Because I sent money to her bank.
So the money that you sent is being laundered through her and then sent other places, enough to where law enforcement got involved. And they reached out to this person and they shut their bank accounts down. And law enforcement has told her that if she sends any more money, she's gonna get arrested.
I also spoke to Lelaine. This is another person that you had wired funds to. She was a little nervous talking to me, so she didn't share too much information, but she...
And that's another question that I have. If this is, your man, and, he needs all this help and just needs all this stuff, why do you have to send the money to all these multiple different people? Why can't it go directly to him on the base where he is serving? Or just one person to get, first of all, you ain't getting my money. But if I did even decide to send something, it's not going to be going to her and him and her and this address, this state, that state. No, we're not doing that. So I don't even understand why that wasn't a red flag. We have so many red flags in this, so many.
Did explain that she believed that someone created a bank account under her name and her information, sending money to that bank account and basically funneling money through her bank account. She was also approached by another woman who also said that she basically felt like maybe she was part of the scam as well. So this kind of, as you can see, it's like a spider web. It's branching out. There's so many other people involved where, you sent the funds, but it doesn't stop there. The funds get sent further and further to other people.
So am I going to be in trouble, or my bank, or am I in trouble with the law?
Eventually.
I think you're 1 degree away from getting in trouble. I don't know to what extent where this money's gone or who's gotten this money, right? We can only just make the assumption that this scammer has scammed you, they've scammed these other people, and this money is filtered back to them, right? This is bigger than you, Linda. This is affecting other people's lives on top of your relationship with your family.
I'm not sure all that you're telling me. I don't quite comprehend it. I feel like, yes, but I was an innocent victim.
We're not saying you're going to jail. We're saying that you could potentially start getting in trouble. I have no doubt that law enforcement knows who you are. We don't know, just like you, we don't know where the money's going. And you don't want to get caught up in anything that can potentially get you in trouble. These people have already gotten in trouble, but you don't want to keep sending money and you don't want to get involved in something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have no more money.
Yeah.
I won't be sending money because I have none, unless they somehow can get what I do have, my paycheck, my Social Security check.
Yeah. So the thing is, Linda, though, you've been involved in a military romance scam. In these types of scams, usually a person will claim they're overseas on a mission, they're deployed. What they'll usually state that they need money for food, internet. In this case, this person, Daniel, needs money for a package. There's so many different reasons why they need these funds, but what we've found in these types of scams also is that these people in the military, they never need money. They're completely taken care of. They don't need money for anything.
Why do you think that picture popped up during the video chat? Based on what you know everything's fake, right? That he told you and gave you, right? So based on what you know, what do you think happened?
Well, for a while, I wondered, is this the real person who I'm talking to? It was like he dropped his phone, and he picked it up and he was looking at it, like probably looking at me. And I quickly turned my head away from the camera so he couldn't see me. But I quickly took a screenshot of him. What can you tell me about that picture?
That's probably the real guy that you're talking to.
This isn't the first time where we've seen a scammer accidentally reveal themselves.
So we have one more thing that we want to do. It's a surprise. We want to bring your son on.
So it's okay, but I'll probably break down. In fact, I already am.
Your son cares about you, and he wants to help you out. We're gonna bring on Chad right now, okay? Chad, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Hi, Chad. Nice to meet you.
You too.
I just want to get you up to speed. So we just had a conversation with your mom. We went through basically all the information that she had provided. We showed her where the pictures came from, the email addresses. We were even able to track down the money mules that had received money and show that they actually got in trouble with law enforcement and had their bank accounts shut down.
So, Baby says, I'm hard pressed to send a family member $75. I'm definitely not sending a stranger. Shit. Somebody, well, what I want to know is when she talked about them chatting, video chatting, like what was she seeing? When now it just so happens that he accidentally showed the real him when she was able to snap that photo, but what was she seeing on the other days? Now I have seen the show that comes on TV, Catfish. I have actually seen where a woman, she did AI generated stuff, and this man really thought he was talking to this woman. So I have seen that before, but what was this man showing? Like I'm trying to figure out how that worked out. Salt and Pepper Tresses says, in the words of Shirley Strawberry, I have no more money. And she needed to learn them words too. Hey, um, CJ said, I thought she lived with one of her sons. Where's that son? I thought it was that son there that they're getting ready to talk to, but I know that that was when the husband, see, the husband was sick and he passed and he left her all this money. So she probably was able to go out on her own, which probably wasn't a good idea. And then again, she might still be in the son's house. I am so sorry. Apparently, I did not know my thing was not moving. My comments weren't scrolling like they were supposed to. So I didn't see this Thirsty Rabbit's comment. And then we have a member milestone from Pretty GC. She celebrates 14 months as a Legacy Moon True Crime and Mysteries member. And she says, this is like Nesto. You are absolutely right. This is definitely like Nesto and some of the kind of stuff that he pulled. Now, while we don't know if he had money mules, well, I don't know. Dominique might have been. I don't know. But we don't know that, but we know that this is part of his con game, and we don't know. We know pieces of what the court case is probably going to be like, but we don't know the full court case. And we also don't know that he doesn't have these types of victims all over the country and just people don't know about it. It could be anything, but you are absolutely right. And thank you for the member milestone.
Thank you for the member milestone, Moonlighter, and thank you for supporting the platform.
Thank you so much, GC, and thank you for supporting the platform. Let me see. Did I miss anything else? Okay, Real says the most I have sent a family member or friend is $100 is $100. But you was very reluctant. I do not like giving up off of my money. I don't. I don't even like to get up off my own money to buy stuff for myself. So, it's really hard for me to send to somebody else.
And so one of the things we communicated with your mom is that she's only 1 degree away from these people that law enforcement's talking to, that their bank accounts are getting shut down, and she doesn't want to be in the same position as them. We wanted to bring you two together and then just have you talk to your mom and tell her how you feel, and then try to make sure that she knows that she has the support like from you on your end and anything that she needs to move forward.
I think she knows she has my support because I keep telling her I'm not going to give it to her anymore, and then I keep coming back and doing it. But that's because I can't not be there. I promised my dad I'd be there.
I've been lucky to be married for 20 years. I couldn't imagine waking up every single day to a significant other and then having that ripped away from you overnight and then dealing with that. We've dealt with a lot of these situations, and we want to provide your mom an outlet to where she can still have conversations with people, a potential significant other, or maybe go on a date or do something in real life and that's not going to hurt her, or that somebody's not going to lie to her, and that she's going to do it in a safe manner.
You had more time with dad than some people have with their spouses their entire lives. I'm not saying don't find somebody else, don't move on. And if it happens, it happens.
I don't think your mom's in a rush to get married again. It's the conversations. Like, I think it's just she had this special thing for a very long time. And it breaks her heart every day. And this is her coping mechanism. Like, I think you had said that she really hasn't coped with your father's passing, that, it just segued straight into this relationship. This has been her coping mechanism. And
I feel like sometimes she just keeps doing it because she enjoys the companionship that she gets from it. But it's a criminal. It's a criminal that she's dealing with. And I just wish that would finally soak in.
That screenshot of that man, I never could believe that's who the person I was talking to. I keep saying Daniel because that's who I knew him as.
So she this racist lady can't believe that black man who accidentally probably dropped his phone and the real him came. She can't believe that that's who she was talking to. Well, ma'am, that is who you were talking to.
Daniel was racist. And that just doesn't make sense to me. Why?
Daniel was racist. Let me find this comment. Somebody, hey, Irie Vibes, I missed you coming in. Um Somebody had said that they didn't feel sorry for her racist behind. And yeah. And CJ said he's racist and you was cool with that. Exactly. So the fact that I'm not saying that's what she gets for being out of $100. I'm just saying I can't feel sorry for her because she's out of $100. I mean, $100,000 that she sent to this man. I cannot, because like I said, this man was racist and you was okay with it. So then that's telling me that you're racist too. So the empathy factor just is not there for me. It just isn't. Karen S says this is not a scam that Todd. This is not a scam that Todd came up with. And you know what? Even after they're told that, okay, this is not who you've been talking to, it's like they just don't want to believe it. They can't believe. It's almost like she can't believe she was outsmarted and conned out of over $100,000 by a black man. Justin's mom, you missed the racist part. Well, the racist part was when she talked about how, oh, um, I know he's white, that this black man can't be him because, he would say things like, when I get out the shower, I'm all pink. Or, she said that he would say some racist things about the people that he works with. And that would probably gave the real scammer ammunition to go ahead and keep on scamming her because he's saying these racist things, baiting her, and she fell for it. She was okay with it. So that's the racist part. That's the racist part right there. Oh yeah, just don't spring forward. I forgot. Yeah, Justin's mom. That's what had happened.
This black Nigerian would say, always say bad things about them.
You send him $100,000, he'll be whoever you want him to be. The conversations that you were having every single day were so important to you and they made you feel so good that you didn't want to lose that. And that's why you overlooked them, and that's why you unblocked them 5 times.
I'm not going to do this again. In fact, I have no means to do it again.
Every time I hear something like that, she's still contacting him. And there's something she's not getting, and she keeps pursuing it, and it doesn't make sense to people like me or my wife. When mom's ready to move on, we're here in the same town. The whole goal is to be near her and to help her.
A lot of people in your situation, they don't have the Chads of this world. Your son will do anything for you. You have the support system. You just have to make the decision to change your environment.
I don't understand how this person was so convincing to me. How those lies seemed real, and how he could come on the video almost every day for a year and a half.
Think of it as this is his job, right? He wakes up and he talks to you, he talks to these other women. This is just his job.
This is the disgusting side of this. They call people like you their clients. Like where they go, they clock in every day, and them clocking in is when you wake up. And when they clock out is when you go to bed. They have these pre-scripted things that they're gonna tell you. You want something to be real, and so you will overlook a lot of the red flags.
I think in the back of my mind, I knew all this. It's like I knew what you were going to tell me.
So Linda, what are the next steps for you? Do you think we helped you out here today?
Do you have a male friend in his 70s? Nice guy, good looking? I can't find any.
So these people have just told you that you've been conned out of over $100,000 by a black man. And your next breath is you asking, do they have a 70-some-year-old? And she's laughing, but she's serious, do they have a 70-some-year-old man to fix her up with? So see, lady, you still talking about or thinking about the wrong things, because now does she have this unprocessed grief that she's been carrying around of not dealing with the death of her husband. Now she gonna have this unprocessed grief of this money she done lost that she ain't never gonna get back. Because remember, y'all, it's civil. And you ready to move on to the next one? If they got somebody for you, she better call Balloon Pop. I hear they got an elderly chapter, but then again, they're mostly black, so that wouldn't work for her. Leo Lady says she is desperate. Nikki G say, Linda, you need to have several seats, please. Several. Hey, Diva Law, how you doing? Karen S said she's gonna be back on there again. She needs a therapist to help her make the switch. And you know what? The thing about it is there are so many people who have appeared on here more than once. That's the thing for me. You may have got me one time out of my money, but you won't get me again. I Revive says one good thing about being an introvert is enjoying my own company. Right. I agree with you on that one. Justin's mom says she's lonely. She bets go to the Elks Club. She looks like a Betty.
Well, let's get you on a date. Let's figure out how to get you on a date,
Yeah.
and just know the only way to fully remove yourself is to change that environment.
You just need to keep Daniel blocked.
It's like going on a diet.
Yeah,
You have to eat something healthy.
That's
instead.
All right, you have a fantastic evening. Thank you for hanging out with us this time. I really hope we were able to provide you closure.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
So hey, it's too complicated. If that was if oh, I'm sorry, y'all. If that wasn't too much for you, you can always go on over there to the channel called Social Catfish and check out that episode without my commentary. If that's what you want to do, go on over there and listen to her story again without me running my mouth. But anyway, that's all I have for you at this moment. I will be back at it again at 8:30, and we are going to be doing our Nesto and Sonya Ish. Southside Chi-Town just became a member, and I know Southside Chi-Town has been a member for like forever. She's probably just renewing. So I, instead of doing new members, I'll do a member milestone for Southside Chi-Town.
Thank you for the member milestone, Moonlighter, and thank you for supporting the platform.
Y'all, I started to use the lady. They spit me out when I did that clip. They spit me out two images. They spit out, that lady that you see before you, and they also spit out a Chinese lady. So make that make sense. But hey, boho hobo, y'all! I will be back at 8:30 on the dot, and we will be doing part one of Nesto's call, that long one. That's why it's gonna be part one. So, yeah, I knew you was renewing Southside. Thank you so much for supporting the platform. But I'm gonna get out of here, do what I gotta do, and I hope to see y'all back here at 8:30. I'm getting ready to set it up in a minute. I will see y'all hopefully in about an hour. Y'all get you a dinner, get some dinner, some snacks, a drink, whatever y'all gonna need to get y'all through the smooth sounding sounds of Sonya. Okay, I'll see y'all back later.
Oh.